There was once a restaurant in South Korea by the name of Neulbom Garden. It used to be very lively and successful. It was run by a couple who also had a daughter with a physical disability. One day, the daughter got hit by a car and died. This caused the father to face severe depression, so much so he committed suicide by hanging himself. Her mother died shortly after. Subsequently, the restaurant shortly closed down. Following this tragic incident, there were numerous failed attempts at trying to reopen the business, and it was eventually sold to another individual. Not only was the atmosphere uncanny, the new owner, staff, and guests have reported many disturbing occurrences. During more than one incident, guests have reported that at the register, a female would take their order, but when the female never arrived with their food, they would ask the male staff where she went. Eerily, the male worker responded that they did not have any female who worked there. Not only were there strange apparitions of this female roaming about, but many guests collectively shared similar experiences in getting slapped if they played with their food. There were other instances where a worker would forget to bring the guest's side dish, and when they ran to the kitchen to get it and bring it over to them, mysteriously, the side dish would already be placed at the guest's table. These paranormal instances were enough to make locals avoid the restaurant altogether, and eventually it went out of business and shut down. People have claimed to hear disembodied voices and unexplainable noises of dishes being washed and doors banging inside the restaurant long after it had been closed. Upon hearing about the history of this restaurant, a priest ended up buying it just so it could be left alone. Do you guys believe these were the spirits of the family who tragically all died? There's no doubt in my mind that this restaurant, once owned by a loving, close-knit family, now houses the restless spirits. Number 2, Delhi Cantonment Area. The Delhi Cantonment Area, located in Delhi, India, is a place that is seemingly very beautiful and peaceful, being packed with dense trees and other florals. But between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., people have reported seeing a woman in white clothing waving her hand out asking for a lift from drivers passing the area. Once the driver stops, the woman suddenly disappears. In the instance where the driver does not stop for her, it has been reported that she runs alongside the moving car, freakishly going at the same speed as the car. The incident is so well known by the locals that even the call center employers warn their employees not to stop for her as they drive through this area. The woman in white was said to have been killed in a car accident in the same area, and due to this, she roams around it today, beckoning and calling out to anybody driving by. Number 3, the Ammon's house. In Gary, Indiana, a woman and her 3 children moved into a seemingly normal house. The first instances of anything strange occurring was when a family noticed black flies swarming the porch area, flies that they previously thought they killed. Things escalated when the mother noticed shadow figures and heavy footsteps in the basement area. Her kids have also reported that they levitated and were thrown around by an unseen force. They claimed that the paranormal incidents were getting so out of hand that it interfered with the children's school attendance. At the height of the demonic activity, the mother called the family doctor, who arrived inside the house and noted that both of her sons' behavior was quote, delusional, end quote. Someone from the doctor's office reported this finding to the police, who took the erratic boys to the hospital. When the Department of Child Services arrived in 2012, they reported something that would make headlines. According to one of the witnesses, they saw the youngest son walk on the walls. Even a police officer who was on duty for 37 years believed the residence was haunted by something quite demonic. A photo taken from inside the house shows the shadowy figure the mother had claimed to see. Even paranormal investigator Zach Baggins bought the house and subsequently burned it down after creating a documentary about it. Viewers of that documentary claimed it was the single most compelling documentation of the paranormal world. While this case in particular spooked and shocked the nation, it was met with much skepticism. The doctor who was first called into the home said he failed to see anything paranormal. Instead, in his notes, he wrote that the children were facing hallucinations about ghosts raiding their house. Another skeptic criticized the photo of the alleged shadow figure, claiming that it wasn't actually taken by the Hammond police authorities. Regarding the documentary, a major critique was that it showed no concrete evidence, only documenting and reporting the accounts made by the family members. Even the landlord himself said he never saw anything paranormal, and neither did his tenants, and that the mother fabricated this entire story just so she can have an excuse to not pay rent. What do you all think about this case? Do you believe that the mother and her 3 children indeed faced something paranormal, or was it all made up for publicity? Did Zach Backens burn the house down so nobody else can go inside and find out the real truth of it actually not being haunted? Or did he truly believe that it was so demonic that he had to get rid of it? Honestly, I think the story in particular was fabricated due to the discrepancies and lack of real evidence. I mean, it wasn't a house from the 1700s where cameras and phones didn't exist to take videos and photos of the alleged demonic occurrences that were frequently happening around the area. But again, that is just my opinion. This applies to all the places I discussed in this video, because all we have are verbal accounts, but no tangible evidence. I myself have encountered some paranormal occurrences, but never anything reoccurring. If that was the case, I also would be ready to grab a camera and take a photo or video of these incidents. I am skeptical, however, of places that claim to have these reoccurring incidents but never deliver any proof. I want to know which of these 3 cases you guys found the most compelling or interesting, and please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content to come.